Oh my goodness, guys, if you're looking to build a real estate website, then this is most likely the best solution you'll ever find out there. And to be honest, I've tested my fair share of real estate plugins, and I've already uploaded a few videos on this subject on this channel, including one that's got almost 40,000 views already in just 4 months. But this one is absolutely amazing. Now, if you are serious about building a real estate website, then this is the only video, most likely the only video you'll ever need to watch. And for many good reasons. So first, this solution has an exclusive IDX system that integrates directly onto your website. So what does that mean for you? Well, that means that you can import and display all these properties seamlessly onto your website. So from the IDX, immediately from their database, that means thousands of properties straight onto your website in just a few clicks of the mouse. So with this IDX connection, you don't need to input any data manually. It's all done for you automatically. Imagine that. Try to imagine that for a second. It's fantastic. Then there is a full CRM solution as well, which will allow you to capture leads, qualify them, nurture them, and then finally qualify buyers. So the whole process is taken care of. And this system is truly intuitive as well, with zero learning curve. And last but not least, look behind me. Have a look at this. You can choose among a large selection of different templates. Look at that, how professional they all look. Now let's check. Let's say this one here. Look at that. It does look very clean and very professional, doesn't it? No doubt you're going to make a very strong impression. Let's face it, when it comes down to real estate website and real estate properties, if your website is not up to scratch, then you're going to lose thousands of dollars worth of commission every month. Whereas here, for a small tiny little fee of starting at just $59 US, you are provided with a full-blown solution that's been proven and tested. So, are you ready to be blown away? Very good. So let's get started. Wait. Did I mention this? You can get 10% discount on any of their theme and plugins using this promo code here. So don't forget, I'll leave that in the description below anyways. All right? Okay guys, so our very first step is to take care of our hosting and domain name registration. And for this, simply click on the very first link in the description below. And this will bring you to the hosting a website with whom I have agreed special terms and conditions for you guys. And when I say special, I really mean special, because as you will see in just a minute, you can access right up to 85% discount depending on your billing cycle. Now again, to avail of these specially discounted prices, all you have to do is to click on the first link in the description below. Okay, so let's click on this and let's get started. Okay, so welcome to the Hostinger website. So why have I chosen Hostinger specifically? Well, I've tried quite a few different hosting companies over the years, and to be honest, Hostinger never let me down. So they are very, very reliable, 100% reliable, and they're always there when there's a problem, because it will happen, let's face it. You will run into issues with hosting companies. It always happens at some stage, one or another. But in every instances I've contacted Hostinger, they were there immediately within the hour. The problem was sorted. So that's crucially important when it comes down to hosting. So while you're at it, why not get the cheapest hosting with the best performances and the best customer service? And this is what Hostinger is providing. You're also getting your web hosting, but you're also getting a great deal. You're getting free domain name and free SSL included as well. So what's the SSL certificate? Basically, you can see here next to our domain name, we have a small padlock, and this indicates that your website is secure. So if you have payment involved, a payment gateway, or even information being transferred from your website onto emails, this shows that your website is secured and can be trusted. So let's address the prices now. So let's scroll down the page a little bit here. And the first thing to notice, obviously, is the price. So as you can see, you can get right up to 85% discount using that link in the description. So instead of $9.49 per month, you're only going to pay $1.39 per month. And this one here, which is the most popular one, normal price $10.29 down to $2.59 per month. So this is an incredible value, as you can see, obviously, you know. So what's the difference between those three different plans? Well, let's look at those two here. So this one is called the single shared hosting. So as the name indicates, you can glean from its name, it's for only one website. Okay, so let me scroll down a little bit to show the whole screen. There you go. So as you can see, this one, it's only for one website. This one, for just an extra $1.20, you can host up to 100 different websites. So this is almost unlimited, you know. This is a totally different package, as you can see. Now, what's the big difference between those two? This one, you get a free domain valued at $9.99. This one, you're not getting the free domain. And you also get Google Ads credit. I think it's about $120 or something like this, all included in this package. And this one, you're not getting it either. And another big point as well, if you're looking to have more than one email address attached to your domain name, so if you have, for instance, info@yourdomain.com and then accounts@yourdomain.com, or maybe your name and so on and so on, and maybe if you have several employees working for you, you might want to get this one because this one has free unlimited emails. This one, you can only have one email account. So what's the difference between the premium and the business one? Well, the business shared hosting basically is very similar to the premium shared hosting, except you have more storage space and more monthly visit, right up to 100,000 visits. So what I would advise you to do is to start with this plan here, and if need be, later on down the line, if you need more traffic and more monthly visit, more storage space, you can always upgrade to this one. So let's go ahead with this for now. So let's select the premium shared hosting. And from here, you'll have to select your billing cycle. So obviously, the longer the billing cycle, the more you're going to save. So as you can see, if you select for 1 month, it's going to cost you $10.29, right down to $2.59 if you select 48 months. So normally here, this would normally cost you $493.92. So you're saving basically $369.60, and you're only paying $124.32 plus taxes. So that's roughly $150. So this is for 48 months. Then you can select 24 months, maybe 12 months as well. So let's go with the 12 months for now, for instance. So 12 months, you save again 74% discount. Normal price, $123. You save $92. You're only paying for the whole year, $38.23. This is absolutely insane. Those prices, you never find this anywhere else. Now, bear with me. I'm going to give you a coupon code now, and you're going to save an extra 5% discount. Are you ready? So $38.23. I have a coupon code, and here you're going to type in capital letters, Mr. Web Reviews, and then click on the plus sign. So $38.23 plus sign, $35.42. So you save another 5% on top of that. Very good. So now click submit and go to the next page, and now we can proceed to checkout. Okay, very good. And now that you've gone through the whole checkout process, you can now log in into your account. So click login, just like this. And this is your admin panel, your backend from hosting us. Now, this is from where you can set up your hosting, your domain name, and everything related to your website. So the first thing we're going to do is to claim our domain name, because with our plan, we're getting a free domain name. So this is what we're going to do first. So what we're going to do right now is to click on Claim Domain. So right here, you're going to type in the domain name that you would like to register. For instance, your domain name, and you can select the extension then. So your domain name could be your company name, your business name, or just a domain name, generally speaking, that explains exactly what it is that you do. Choose something related to your business field. Obviously, here we're building a real estate website, so it could be Real Estate Atlanta, Real Estate London, or something like this, you know? So we have your domain name, and then you can select the extension. So we have .shop, .tech, .site, .com, etc. So clearly .com is the most popular one. So we might want to select .com. So you'll gain more exposure, obviously, if you select a .com. Now, bear in mind, being the most popular one, it might happen that your domain name is already registered. So what you can do is to try different variation of the same name. So for instance, real estate London, if that's taken, you can try London real estate, or something similar. And then once you're happy enough with the domain name to find out if it's available, click claim domain. If it's available, it'll be registered automatically. You don't have to do anything else after this. If it's not available, you'll get a warning message telling you, sorry, this domain name is already registered, and then you can try a different variation. And now that our domain name is registered, our next step is to set up our hosting. So as you can see here, it says premium shared hosting, and just underneath it, it says pending setup. So we have to set up our hosting now. So what we do basically is simply click on this button here that says setup, click on this, and in just a few steps, we're going to set up our full hosting. So start now. And now you're going to select one of those options. So I am creating a website for, it could be myself, a client, a company I work for, or someone else, or you can skip this all together. So whichever way, I'm just going to skip this for now. So what do you want to do? Do you want to install WordPress, WooCommerce, etc., etc.? We're going to do everything from scratch. So click this one here at the bottom, skip. I will start from scratch because we're going to do all of that together. Very good. So now you need to select the name of your website. So we just registered your domain name, so yourdomainname.com. So normally it should appear here. If it doesn't appear, use the drop-down menu and select it manually. And then click select. And from here, you're going to select the data center, basically the server, which is the nearest to you, the location that's nearest to you. So you have North America, Europe, or United Kingdom. So I'm based in Ireland myself, so I'm going to select United Kingdom. Click change, and then one more step, click finish setup, and that's it, we're done for our hosting now. Very good, we're making great progress so far. We have our domain name registered and our hosting setup. Now we need to manage our hosting. So as you can see, we have another option here, hosting, and normally you should have your domain name here, so yourdomainname.com, and now we click on manage. So click on this. And from here, this is basically where you're going to find all the tools to manage your hosting. So as you can see, you have the WordPress dashboard, your orders, accounts, emails, domain, website, files, database, advanced, and others. So it might seem a bit overwhelming, but don't worry, we're only going to use 2 of those tools. So first, we are going to set up an email address linked to your website. So click on email account. So I have a few different accounts here, obviously, but you'll only normally have one. So select @yourdomainname.com. So click on your account. And from here, click add email account. So we're going to create a new email account. As you can see, I already have info @. So we'll create a new one. So add email account. And maybe we're going to create accounts @. So let's say you want it for your accounts department to have a specific email address. So accounts @. Type in a password and then click create. There you go. And just like that, you created a new email address. So very easy, isn't it? So now let's go back to our main backend panel. And now from here, we are going to install WordPress. So scroll down the page until you find this section here that says website and click on auto installer. So let's click on this. Okay, and we're going to scroll down the page and choose our option here, WordPress, because this is what we're going to install. So you could install WordPress with WooCommerce if you run an e-commerce website, but for our tutorial here, we only need WordPress on its own. So click select and make sure that the domain name selected here is the one that you want to install it on if you have multiple domain name maybe. And make sure that you select the HTTPS as well. So this is HTTPS, it's important because this is what you need for installing the SSL certificate, again, to have this padlock next to your web address. So you have to create a username. So I'm just going to type in Mr. Web Reviews. So create a password here. So you can either type your own password or get a suggested password, all the same. So make sure you have your admin email address here that's typed in correctly, and then type in the title of your website. So for us, it's going to be Real Estate 7. And then you can bypass everything else, leave it exactly the way it is. Just make sure you click Always Update to the latest available version. And then click Install. There you go. Now, this is going to take a few moments, maybe right up to 1 minute, depending on how fast your internet connection is. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to pause the video right here, and I'll meet you guys when it's completed. Okay, very good. So this is installed. So basically, once the installation is completed, it will go back to this screen. So there is no notification, anything letting you know that it's completed. When the installation is completed, basically, it will go back to this screen, which means that it is completed. Okay, very good. So from here, you can see that our SSL certificate is enabled. If it's not the case, you might have a small button next to it that says Setup. Click on it and make sure that it is enabled. And after this, now we're all set basically. Now we are ready to finally work on our WordPress installation. So now we're going to go to our WordPress dashboard and start installing our real estate theme and plugin. So for this, we're going to click on Edit Website to go to our WordPress dashboard. Okay, so you might see this message here. They're trying to push you a plugin, which is the all-in-one SEO setup wizard. So just bypass this, click on this small link here, go back to the dashboard. So what we're going to do basically is to get rid of all the unnecessary plugins that we're not going to use and start afresh. So first, let's do a bit of cleaning up. So we're going to plugins. Click this, bulk select all of them. Select an action, deactivate, apply. Now bulk select them all again and select delete. There you go. So we're not going to need all of these, any of these actually. We're going to go through all the steps one by one together, and I'm going to show you the essential plugins that we only need. Okay, so this is our WordPress dashboard. Let's click on this now. So if you're not familiar with WordPress, on the left-hand side, we have our menu section, as you can see here. So these are all the tabs that we can open in order to access the different tools and features from WordPress to actually build and customize our website. So as you can see, we have different posts, media, that's everything that's related to pictures and maybe videos. This is all our pages, and then appearance. This is our theme. So this is all related to the layout. And then with our plugins. So plugins basically are added features that allow us to improve the functionalities of our WordPress website. And then with the general settings and tools as well. Okay, so let me show you what our website looks like. So let me zoom in a little bit. That's better like this. And as you can see, if I hover on top here, you have visit site. So right click on this, open a new tab. And this is what our website looks like at the moment. So it's quite basic because it's using only the default theme that comes with WordPress. So what we need to do now is to install our own theme that will look absolutely professional. And for this, we are going to go to the Real Estate 7 website. So let's go there now. So this is what is called is Contempo Themes. So they specialize basically in real estate websites and all the features that come with it. So basically you have the website, so the layout in itself, so the theme. We can connect this to our own CRM system as well. And most importantly, the IDX. So you can pull out all the data from everywhere and have them hosted on your website immediately. So all together, absolutely fantastic and absolutely professional. So let's click on designs here. And as you can see, you can choose pre-built designs to get you started immediately. And as you can see, they look absolutely professional and outstanding. There's no doubt if someone lands on your website and your website looks like this, people will know immediately that this is a professional company that's behind it. So let's open one of them. Let's have a look maybe at this one here. So very good. So obviously you can tweak this around with your own logo, pictures and everything. But look at this. Look how beautiful and how professional this looks. This is absolutely amazing, isn't it? So what we're going to do basically, we're going to use one of those themes, one of those layouts, and create our own template now. So what we need to do basically is to go ahead and purchase this. So click on buy now. And now this is something that you will really appreciate. As it says here, simple pricing. So look at this. We have 3 different options. You can buy the Real Estate 7 WordPress theme. It's only $99 a year, so it's not even an expensive theme, is it? And it looks absolutely fantastic. As you can see, it says here the foundation, so it includes all the things you need to build a professional real estate website. Now, once you've acquired this, if you want to, it's optional obviously, you can get the IDX. So basically you can connect and display the data from your local MLS board. So this is IDX made easy. It's only $59 per month and you can display thousands of properties immediately, pull them out of the database, have them on your website, and all that done professionally, seamlessly for you, just for a small cost of $59 per month. Now here's the icing on the cake. You get free CRM connection. So basically you can capture, qualify, nurture, and manage leads all from one place. So this is absolutely outstanding, guys. This is the best solution I've found this far. So basically what you do now is click on Buy Now, purchase the theme, and I'll meet you in the next step. Okay, very good. Now back to our WordPress dashboard. Before we install our theme and all the necessary plugins, we're going to go into plugins first and add a new one beforehand. And we're going to install a maintenance plugin. So type in maintenance in the search box here, and we're going to install this one here from Web Factory Limited. As you can see, 600,000 plus active installation. Click install. So basically what a maintenance plugin does is to put a page in front of your website that says to your visitors that your website is under maintenance. So basically anyone from the outside world won't be able to access your website while you're working on it. Because obviously while your website is in progress, under construction, you don't want the public and anyone from the outside world to be able to access it. So now we have this one installed. We're going to maintenance. And just make sure that this toggle switch is switched on. So as you can see on. If it's off, just switch it on and click save. That's all basically. So let me show you now from the outside world what it looks like. So if I copy our URL here, and if I open that in a separate tab in a different browser altogether. So there you go. This is what anyone from the outside world will see. So Real Estate 7 maintenance mode is on. So while you're working on it, no one can see what you're working on. Okay, so very good. So this is step number one. So now let's go back to our WordPress dashboard and now let's install our theme that we purchased from the Real Estate 7 website. So we go into Appearance, Themes, and we're going to upload this manually. So we're going to click Add New, Upload Theme, and we're going to select our file. So the file you downloaded from the website, point to that file now. So this will look something similar to this. So it's an archive file, so realestate7.zip, and then click Open. And then all we have to do now is to click Install Now. And it's just going to take a few seconds normally. As you can see, it's unpacking the package, installing the theme. Very good. So it is installed now. And the next step is to activate it. Very good. And they made our life very easy. As you can see, this wizard will set up your theme, install plugins, and import content. So this is all taken care of for us. All we have to do is go through all the different steps. So as you can see here, it says server health. So there is an issue here in red. The PHP max execution time should be higher than 240 seconds. So we need to address that first before we can go ahead with the installation. So let's go back to Hostinger. We go back to our dashboard. So log into your Hostinger account. And then you go into your hosting, manage. And then you scroll down the page until you see the PHP section. So as you can see, it is right there in the advanced section and you have PHP configuration. So click on this. And now we're going to go into the PHP options and we are going to locate where it says PHP max execution time. So let's scroll down the page and as you can see, max execution time. And this is the value we want to change. So if you go back here, you can see if you can right click here, open a new tab. These are the theme requirements. And as you can see, the max execution time should be 9999. So copy this value. And now let's paste it here, just like that. Now we're going to save this. Okay, very good. As you can see, PHP options updated successfully. Now back to our WordPress installation here. And let's refresh this section. And as you can see now, we have 9999 seconds, which is plenty. So we can get started now. So click on Start. There you go. So first we need to install the child theme. So let's install this. Awesome. Done already. So activate WordPress Pro Real Estate 7. And this is where you're going to paste your license key that you received probably in the confirmation email after you purchased the theme. So basically copy and then paste it right here, just like that. Now we're going to activate. Very good. So this is done. And now we need to install all the necessary plugins. So if you click on this drop-down menu here, you can see these are all the plugins that will be installed. So I would leave them exactly the way they are, no problem at all. And just click install now. So this might take a few moments, you know. So just be patient. It's doing its thing, obviously. It might take right up to a minute, depending on how fast your internet connection is. There you go. So all the plugins are now installed. And now we need to select the type of layout that we want to apply on our website. So we can select among 9 different options. So let me show you again back to the website here. As you can see, we had Elementor 1, 2, 3, and so on. So feel free to go through all these different options, display them all one by one and select the best plugin, the best layout for you, the one you prefer, obviously, you know. Now, just for the sake of our tutorial here, I'm just going to go with number 1 because it's the first one here. So I'm just going to select number 1 for now. So Elementor 1, and then we have a few advanced options here. So it's going to import everything for you. So the content, widgets, Redux, and after import. So all that will be done for you automatically. So all we have to do now is to click import. And as you can see, it's going to start importing all the content and recreate the whole demo website for us. Okay, so nearly there now, 100%. Very good. That's it. All done. Have fun. So now we can go back to our dashboard and have a look at our website. So you can have a look immediately from here. So now it's going to open our website and now we can return to the dashboard immediately. So let's go and have a look at our website. So as you can see, our website has been fully recreated. It looks absolutely fantastic, beautiful, and really, really professional, doesn't it? Very good, guys. Okay, now let's go back to our WordPress dashboard. And as you can see here, we have all these different notices and messages. So we don't need any of them. So you can just dismiss those notices. So dismiss. Do the same with this one. Again with that one. And then we have the Contempo compare listings. So as you can see, this is this tab here by the side. So we will set this up later. So you can also dismiss this notice. And our next notice here, we can dismiss as well. These are 2 plugins that we don't need. And this is the same with this. So no thanks. We'll be happy enough without that. So now we're back to our WordPress dashboard. All is taken care of. So let's go and set up our website now. Okay, now if you look on the left-hand side in the menu section, you will notice we have a few additional tabs. So we have listings. So this is all our listings and properties, brokerages, we have testimonials, we have CT compare, we have social login, and also all the Real Estate 7 options. So as you can see, it's a very comprehensive solution here with plenty of options, features, and settings. So what I'm going to do is to walk you through all the main essential steps in order to have your real estate website up and running and functional. Okay, first, let's have a look at the most exciting part of all, which is the listings, because this is where you're going to list all your properties. So let's have a quick look into this now. And immediately from here, you can have a quick overview of all the properties being listed on your website. And as you can see, we have different columns here, different sets of information. So we have the image, the address, the location, the price, beds, bath, agent, ID, status, and listed when it was published, basically, yeah? Now, if you have a quick look on the left-hand side in the menu section, we have the exact same set of information. So we have bed, bath, status, city, state, zip code, country, county, and community. So basically, these are all the fields that we need to pre-fill before we can start uploading new properties. So let me show you. Okay, so let's start with the first one here on the list. So we have property type. And from here you can see we have apartments, condo, townhouse, and single family home. So let's say maybe you also have bungalows, so you'd like to list that. So bungalows. just like this, and then add new property type. And as you can see now, it's been added on the right hand side here with the other categories. So maybe you want to create something else, maybe student accommodation. There you go. Or maybe country house. There you go. So this is how you can simply add different categories and types of properties. Very simple, isn't it? So let's have a look at bed. So in bed is the same thing. Basically, this is just to let your visitors know how many beds are available in the house. So is it 1 to 3, maybe 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. So here, feel free again to add as many as you want. So it could be maybe just one, if it's a 1-bedroom apartment, just like this. And now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 1 to 3. So maybe you're listing properties that have maybe 8 or more. So maybe you want to put 8 plus, just like this. So anything that's over 8, it'll be 8 plus. And then in the description, you can put exactly how many. Okay, and the same applies to bath. So bath, we have how many of them are available in the house. So 1 to 2, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now you could tweak this around. Maybe you could have 1 ensuite and perhaps maybe 1 guest bathroom and maybe 1 communal bathroom or something like this. You know, it doesn't have to be numbers. You can give them names as well, you know. Very good. And then we have status. Okay, so from here you can see we have quite a comprehensive list already. So featured, for rent, for sale, leased, and so on and so on. So if you wanted to add one, so let's say maybe for lease, there you go, add new. Or maybe you want to add commercial lease. There you go. Again, it's the same principle. It's very easy to add, you know. So our 2 items are now added here in our category sections. And this is how you can add status. Now we have city, state, zip code, and country. So these are all for locations. So let's start with cities. Now again, it's really up to you how you want to break this down in different cities or maybe in different states, zip code, country, and county. Again, now feel free to break this down in any manner you want. So basically we have cities here, but it could also be towns or villages. It's really up to you. So you could have, for instance, a main city. You can break this down in smaller towns and even smaller areas if you wanted to. Okay, so let's add New York, for instance, and then add new city. So now we have our city as part of our database now. Very good. So now what if you wanted to break it down in different boroughs? So for instance, the Bronx, Brooklyn, Manhattan, Staten Island, and Queens. So how do you do this? Very simple. As you can see here by the side, we have community. So this is the community tab. So if you click on this, now you'll be able to create subcategories, basically. So smaller areas. So let's add the Bronx. Let's add Brooklyn. And let's add the other few. I'm going to fast forward a little bit here. Very good. So now we have our 5 New York boroughs installed. So as you can see here, this is called community. This is the community tab. So maybe this is not the right word, the right denomination to explain this type, what this type of area is. So your visitors might not understand the word community. So if you wanted to change this, very easy, you can do that. Let me show you. You go into Real Estate 7 options. You go under the Listings tab, this one here. And from here, you can change the denomination, the taxonomy, the naming of those categories. So as you can see here, we have all these different sections. So city, town, or village, you can select either of those, you know. We have state, area, suburb, province. As I said, maybe in your country, you have provinces, not states, maybe area or regions, whichever. And it's the same with community, municipality, neighborhood, and so on. So if you click on this now, from here you can select the wording that applies best to your type of circumstances and your requirements, obviously, you know. So in our case here, we're going to select borough. There you go. And we click Save Changes. Now, if we go back to our listings, click on this. As you can see, now we have a borough tab instead of community. And this is how easily you can rename those different categories to fit and suit your own preferences and requirements. Very good. Now back to our listings page. And now that we've taken care of all our different settings, we can now create and add our properties and create our new listings. Very good. So we're not going to create one from scratch. I'm just going to edit one here and show you what it's made out of. Okay, so let's click on this one here, for instance. So this one is 969 Market Street, which is this one here. Okay, so this is the front end and this is the back end. So first we have our title here. We have a bit of description, our picture by the side. And if you scroll down, we have all the information related to this listing. So as you can see here from the front end, it says Escada Apartments, even though it's the 969 Market Street listing. This is because this is a listing alternate title. So if you enter an alternate title here, this one will display instead of the street. Okay, so this is really up to you. If you don't put anything here, it will display that one. If you put another one here, it will display instead of this one. Okay, very good. So we have the price. We can set a prefix. If it's not a set price, maybe you can set it from. So for instance, if you have different apartments in the same building complex, then you might have different pricing. Maybe you have 2-bedroom at a certain price, 3-bedroom at another price, in which case you put from. Or maybe you have call for price or price on ask and so on, as you can see, right? And then you could put your price right here. So do you want to display the price for this listing or not? Or is it upon request? This is really up to you again, based on your own requirements. And then you have the postfix. So this goes after the price. So the $1,875 is this per month. Could be per night, could be per week, could be per month, whichever period of time you add this afterwards. And then with the square footage, the lot size, year built, and all these different informations. Okay, so feel free to fill that out based on your own personal requirements. And then you're going to add the pictures. So you're going to slider images. So let's go back here, and as you can see, we have a few pictures here with our slider. So these are the pictures basically, and to add pictures, all you have to do is click add and upload file. As you can see, we have a media library here, so I'm just going to select an additional 2 pictures like this, and I'm going to say use these. And as you can see, those 2 pictures now have been added to our collection. So if I update, very good. If I refresh our page, so as you can see, we have nothing with a green lawn at the moment. So if I refresh, and if I scroll, there you go. As you can see, now we have that picture here with the front lawn and so on. So very good. So these are the 2 pictures we just added. So it's very easy again, guys, you know, very, very easy. So do you want to share files and documents? So for instance, maybe you have a map, a layout, a floor plan, or something similar to this, or maybe some instructions, anything. If you want to upload it here and share that on your product page, this is where you upload your files. So usually you can upload files with the extension PPT, PDF, or doc. So basically, these are the usual type of files that you can upload. Now, perhaps you have a video to showcase the property, maybe something that you recorded outside or inside the property, or whichever, you know. So all you have to do basically is just to copy and paste the URL right here. So it could be a YouTube URL, it could be a Vimeo URL, whichever platform you can upload it here and copy and paste it. So let me update this, and let me show you now in the front end. If I refresh, now that we've added a video, it will show up as well. Let me refresh again, sorry. Okay, so if we scroll down the page now, we'll find our video right here. As you can see, I've just uploaded a video from my channel. So this is where you can display your video as well. So very easy again, guys. So let's go back here to our settings. So we have our virtual tour, and this is where you will paste your virtual tour embed code. So this usually comes from a third-party application or maybe a specific software that you're using. Once you've exported that and you have your embed code, paste it here. So let me show you very quickly what it looks like in the front end. So we had our video here. Now if we refresh, very good. As you can see, if we scroll down, we have a virtual tour, and now the virtual tour is being presented to us. As you can see, we can go from one room to the other. Let's go to the kitchen now, for instance, and you can click on the different elements. So as you can see, we have a countertop. This is the fridge. What's here now? What do we have? Oh yeah, there's the range, and so on. Okay, so this is how it works. So this is where you can add your virtual tour embed code. Now we have the brokerage section, and from here you can select different agents. So as you can see here, it says if the listing agent is affiliated with the brokerage, you can select that here. So you normally have a drop down menu here, but we haven't set any up at the moment. So if you go into brokerages here and open in your new tab, as you can see, you have none at the moment. So basically all you have to do is to add new ones, create new agents, and you can even create categories as well. So this is really up to you. Feel free to upload as many as you want and create different categories as well. And this is where you would select the agent in your listing page. Now we have energy efficiency. So obviously everyone wants to know what's the energy class. So you have A++, right down to G. So this is not energy efficient at all. Let's say we have from A triple+ right down to G. Okay, and then you have the global energy performance and so on and so on. So this is where you put all these informations. And then home featured order. Let's click on this. So this is for when you've marked this listing as featured and you have more than one. Which order do you want to list them on your homepage? That's basically it, very simple. So from here, if you're having an open house, you can set the dates as well. So we have the startup date. So let's say on the 30th, and startup type, let's say at 2 p.m. Okay, let's say at 2 p.m. Okay, and end time, let's maybe say 5 p.m. Okay, this would be plenty. And do you require people to RSVP or not? This is up to you. Okay, so just click on this. So we have our multi-floor plans. So here we can upload the different plans that you have. So as you can see, this one is for a 1-bed apartment. The price is ranging from 1,875 to 2,395. And as you can see, this is the floor plan. And then we have the same for a 2-bed. And then we have a 3-bed apartment, as you can see. So this is much bigger space and so on. And we have the floor plan for each one of them. So let's save this for now. Let me save those changes. Update. Very good. And now let's go back to our front end and let's have a quick look. Okay, so our page is refreshed now. So if we go back on top, as you can see, we have our details and open house. If I click on this, it will bring us automatically to this section here. And just underneath it, we have the floor plans and pricing. So let's say if you were interested in a 2-bed apartment, you might click on this. And this is the floor plan, as you can see. Now, if you wanted to compare this with a 3-bed apartment, this is what the 3-bed apartment will look like. Okay, very good. So again, very, very professional and simple to use for your viewers as well, which is an added value every time, isn't it? Very good. So now, what's more on our listing page? So by the side now, we have our main image. In other words, this is our featured image. So basically, when someone lands on this page, this is the first picture they will see. So you make sure that this feature image represents the property at its best. Obviously, to grab anyone's attention. Very good. So underneath this, we have the property type. So again, these are all the sections that we just set up earlier on. So you have apartment, bungalows, and so on. So select which one applies to this type of property. And then we have the amounts of bed, bath, status, city, state, zip code, and so on and so on. But as you can see from the listing page, you can create some of them immediately from here. So you don't always have to go back here and create it from the section itself. You can create it from here immediately. So let's go back, let's say, to bath. Okay, so let's delete this one. And you can choose from the most used bath features. And it will display. So you have 1, 2, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So let's say you wanted to change this and have, for instance, master bedroom ensuite. And then you can have guest bathroom downstairs. Okay. Add. And there you go. So you don't always have to choose the settings that are pre-filled from here. You can create them immediately from this section there. Okay, and as always, don't forget to click update once you're finished to save your changes. So let's go back to our listing and let's have a quick look at what it looks like in the front end. So let's open our specific page here. So as you can see, with all these different features, it looks absolutely fantastic. Very, very professional indeed. But there are two more things that we need to take care of. So as you can see, we have two empty spots here, completely empty. There's nothing there. So number one is the Google Maps API that we need to install in order to have the location itself. And then what's nearby as well. For this, we're going to use Yelp. And for this, we need also an API. So now we're going to go down the nitty-gritty, and we have to create two API keys and link them to your website so that you can display what's nearby and the locations as well. Okay, so for this, we're going to go to Google. So open any Google page. Very good. And then look for instance, create a Google Map API or something similar to this, So as you can see, we'll show you the developers.google.com. This is the page we want to access. Click on this. And then with that blue button here, go to the credentials page. So this is what we need to do now. Click on that. Very good. So I already have an existing project for my own personal website, but you might have something already or maybe not, or whichever, it doesn't matter really. What you need to do now is to create a new project. So create project, and we need to give it a name. So I'm just gonna call this Real Estate 7. And then create, and you can change the organization as well if you have one. Okay, so create. Okay, very good. And now we need to enable 3 different APIs. So let me see now which ones we need. So we need the Maps JavaScript API. We need the Geolocation and Places API. So the first one obviously is the Maps JavaScript API, which is this one. Click on that. And now we need to enable it. Okay. So next, we also need the geocoding API, so which is this one here. Yeah, geocoding. Click on it. And again, enable. Okay, and our last one is Places API, which is this one here. So click on that. And again, enable. So as you can see, it's showing pricing and all that. Don't worry. You need to reach a very high threshold, like 100,000 visits, I think, per month or per day. Well, a big amount, like basically before they start charging you. And you will have to link an invoicing account to your Google Maps API as well to be able to use it. So these are the 3 that we have done enabled at the moment. So now we need to create credentials. So you see by the side, click on this, credentials. Very good. And then next, we're going to click on create credentials here on top. And then what are we going to create? What type of credentials are we going to create? It's an API key. So click on this now. So it's creating our API key, which is here. And now we need to restrict the API key. So let me show you how to do that. So basically, it will not work unless it is restricted to your own specific website with your URL. And you can see here we have the application restrictions, and we have the choice among 5 different options. And the one we need to choose is the HTTP refers, which is this one here. So we need to add an item. So let's go back to our website here. And you can see that my main URL is https://mrwebreviewstutorials.com. So it could be yourdomainname.com. And now we're going to add this here in the item section. So we're going to add 2 different lines of code. Very simply. Let me show you now. So let's click add new. And we're going to add our very first one. So we're going to add star followed by your domain name /star. So this is option number 1. And number 2, you're going to put star, no dot, your domain name, and then /star. There you go. Very good. Done. And this way you guarantee that it will always work. And then we're going to restrict the API as well to our 3 different API services. So we're going to select here. So we said we had, let me check again. So we have the Maps JavaScript API, which is this one. We had the geolocation as well, geocoding, and then we had the places as well. So this one. Very good. And now we all set. So click save. And now bear in mind, it can take up to 5 minutes. It says here, so be patient if it doesn't work immediately. It's just a matter of time. It's just Google doing its thing. Okay, very good. And now we can copy our API key and paste it on our website. So copy this, and then we go to our Real Estate 7 options and locate the Google Maps section here. So this one here. Very good. And right on top, you can see we have Google Maps API key. Paste it here. Click Save. And now, hopefully, all going well, if we refresh our page, the map should display here. So let's refresh. And bingo, this is working perfect. So this is how you add the Google Maps API. And now all your listings will have the location as well. So fantastic, isn't it? Very good. So now let's take care of the nearby section. So what's nearby? And for this, we're going to use the Yelp Fusion API. So this is another type of API. Very good. So let's do this now. Okay, so for this, let's go to the Yelp developers website. So right here. So you might have to sign up. And if this is the case, please do so. So I've signed up already to save us a bit of time. So I confirm I'm not a robot, and then we can log in now. Okay, so our first step is to give the app a name. So let's call this maybe Real Estate 7. So you can add the app website. This is optional, and then select an industry. So let's go maybe for local. Why not? And then contact email. So hello@mrwebreviews.com. You put in a description here. So linking our real estate website to local places. Very good. So you have to agree with the terms, obviously, and then click I'm not a robot, and then create a new app. Very good. So there you go. So as you can see, we have our app details right here. And what we need now is the client ID and the app API key. So we can now copy and paste these details. So just grab the API key here. So Control-C to copy. And we are going to paste it in the What's Nearby section, as you can see with the Yelp logo. Click on this. So we have the Yelp client ID and the API key. So I just copied the API key so we can paste it. And we're going to grab the client ID as well. And we're going to paste it right here. So click Save Changes. Very good. So as you can see, you have a few different options here that you can display. At the moment, we have restaurant, coffee shops, grocery stores, and schools. But feel free to add as many as you want based on your own personal requirements. So we could add banks, for instance, and maybe gas stations and stores. Okay, so we have all of them now. So again, click Save. Very good. And then you have a few more options here, so feel free to play around with this and to apply and use the settings that apply to your own personal requirements. So let's go back to our listing page now. As you can see, we have nothing displaying at the moment. So normally, now that we have our API installed, we should be able to see something right here. So let's refresh our page. Very good. So as you can see, this is working. So we have, as you can see, let me scroll back down. Very good. So we have restaurants, we have banks, gas station, stores, coffee shop, grocery, education, and all that. So this is very, very, very convenient, isn't it? Because when you're selling a house and someone is looking to rent or buy a house, obviously they are interested in what's nearby, obviously for social life, facilities like banking and stores, and do their weekly shopping. So this is also very important and part of the decision-making process. Very good. So now let's take a look at our homepage now. Okay, so now I'm going to show you how to customize your homepage, because obviously this is all demo content. So you might want to change all the headlines maybe, and the content and the text, maybe all the images and all that. And also I'm going to show you how to change your logo, obviously, to have your own branding. And I'm going to show you how to change the footer section as well. Okay, so first let's change our logo. And for this, we go to our WordPress dashboard, and we're going to go to Real Estate 7, and we're going to go into the header section. So header, very good. And we're going to click on custom logo. So as you can see, this is the logo we have at the moment, Blair Owens right here. And we're going to upload our own logo now. So click on upload, upload file, select file, then upload the file with your logo now as an image, a PNG file, ideally, you know, a high resolution file. Okay, so let's click on sample logo. Very good. There you go. So this is our logo now, and then click select. And now you do the same for the other one. So we have to upload it for the custom logo and the custom logo at twice the size. So this is why I mentioned you need to have at least a high resolution file or high resolution enough. at least 300 pixels in height. Very good. So select. And now let's save those changes and let's have a quick look. So let's refresh our page. And as you can see, now we have our own city estate logo. Very nice, very professional, isn't it? So this is how easy you can upload your own logo. Now let's take care of the rest of our page, and I'm going to show you. This is so user-friendly, absolutely intuitive, and super easy to use as well. You can see here on top of our page, we have a few different tabs and menu section. If you hover on this one that says Edit with Elementor, just underneath, you have Home Content. So this is basically to edit this page. Click on this. And now it's going to load this page using Elementor. So Elementor basically is a page builder. It's a drag and drop page builder, which makes it very easy and super convenient to use. You don't need any coding or programming. It's super easy to use. So how does this work? Very simply, on the left hand side, you have all the elements that you can insert on your page. So for instance, we have heading, images, text images, video, button, and so on. And if you scroll down the page, you can see there's loads and loads of them. And you have a few ones dedicated to real estate 7. So these are the ones that we need for displaying our listings and things like this. So if you go back on top, you can see we have a heading here. So if you wanted to add a heading on your page, all you do is just basically drag. You can see it's highlighted in blue where it will be, and then drop it. So this is very simple, isn't it? So let me delete this for now. So our page is made out of sections. The sections are divided in columns, and the columns are made out of different elements. So as you can see, if I hover on top here with the 6 dots, if I click on this, this is a section. So all the blue edges all around it shows you where that section is. If I scroll down the page, you can see we have another section here, and so on and so on. Okay, so we have sections. Our sections are made out of columns. So as you can see, if I click on this, we have a left-hand side column and a right-hand side column. And inside our column, we have different elements. So we have a heading here. This is a heading as well. And this one is a text editor. And this one is a button. Okay, so this is how it works basically. Now, how do you change the content? How can you tweak things around and make it your own? Very simply. So just hover on top of any section. So let's say if you wanted to change this headline on your main page, click on this. And as you can see, this is the content of our text here. This is our text that's being displayed. So if you wanted to change this for something else, all you have to do is to type your own headline. Okay, so let's type something else here. Let's change the headline. So maybe we can put luxury homes across 50 states, something like this. Now, not only can you customize the whole page layout, but you can also customize each and every element on your page. So for instance, this one here, you can align it to the left like it is at the moment. You can center the text or align it to the right, or even have it justified. So let's keep it to the left at the moment. And you can also stylize some of it. So you can stylize the text color, for instance. If you wanted to change the color, simply change and select your color right here. And then we have the typography. So basically this is the font, everything that's related to the font. So let's say if you don't like Montserrat, you wanted to use something else. So maybe let's say Poppins. Let me select Poppins. There you go. This one here. So now we have a different font. Now you can change the font size as well. As you can see, maybe you find it a bit too big. So you might reduce the size a little bit down to 64. And then we have the font weight. So this is the thickness of your font. So maybe you prefer a bolder font, in which case you might select 900. So as you can see, there are no changes being made here. And the reason is because we have preset CSS code already in place. So for this, we have to go back to content. And instead of selecting the H1, we're going to select span, just like this. And now you can see, boom, immediately big, thick, bold font indeed. So maybe it's too big. Maybe you want to reduce it a little bit. And feel free to select any size that fits your own requirements. And then you can transform this in all uppercase, all lowercase, or just capitalize, as you can see, okay? And then we have the default style as well, so I can have it italic and oblique and whichever you want. And then you can have it underlined as well, overline, line through, or none. and you can change the line height as well. So maybe you want to add a bit more spacing in between the text itself. Let me remove underline because that's not really nice. And we have the letter spacing as well. So this is going to make it a bit broader looking than what it is at the moment. So basically this is how you can change the settings of your text. And then we have the section itself, the element itself. If you go into advanced, you can also add maybe a bit of padding all around it. So if I was to add 50, as you can see, it's adding all that spacing all around it. So it's really up to you if you want it or not. And then you can add a background color as well. So let's click on a normal background. Let's add a color and let's select a very light gray, for instance. There you go. So this is very nice as well, isn't it? So this is really up to you. Feel free to play around with those different settings, and you can even add a border as well if you wanted to. So this is how you can stylize each and every section on your homepage. Now, as always, don't forget to click update to save your work each and every time you make a few changes. Very good. So if we scroll down the page, as you can see here, we have an image. So if you click on this, it's a different element, obviously. So if you wanted to change this, you can click on this and upload any other image you want to. So at the moment, what is it that we have? We have a nice villa here. So this is on your homepage. So obviously you want to make sure this is the first thing they're going to see. So you want to make sure you have a fantastic picture right there for people to see, obviously, you know, the most appealing picture you can put. So let's go and have a look now. So as you can see, based on the type of properties that you're going to sell and all that, maybe you're selling properties that are in foreign countries, maybe in sunny countries or something like this. And you might want to select a very nice picture as well. So let's go ahead with this one, for instance. There you go. Very nice as well, isn't it? Very sunny, very bright, and absolutely outstanding. So this could work as well. And clearly you can tweak all the sections on this website using the same principle. So if you wanted to change this section here, just hover on top, click on it, and then you can change the text here. And the same with this one. If you click on the content, you can change it here, and it's simply and easy done. Now, what if you wanted to delete a section altogether? So let's say this one here, this white section, you don't need it. You want to go straight from this one to our property listing here. So how can you do that? Very simply, if you hover on top, you can see we have those 6 dots, and next to it, you have the X sign, just like this. So if you click on this, you will delete the whole section. So let me show you. Gone. There you go. This section is gone now. So what you see? What if you made a mistake and said, "Oh my goodness, no, I wasn't supposed to delete this"? Don't worry, you can go back to the previous step. So you have history here, and then you can see we have section removed. You go to the previous step, which is this one. Click on that, and there you go. Our section is back now. So you don't have to worry too much. Feel free to play around and change those different sections. And if something doesn't work the way you want it, you can always go back to a previous point in time. Now we have this section here with all the pictures. If I click on this, so this is an item from the Real Estate 7 theme. This is built in. As you can see, this is a 6 picture item, and we have our 6 items here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You go in there and you can have a link. You can link that to a specific page, and you can choose the image as well. And then you're going to insert the title and the description. As you can see, those 2 lines here. So Rancho Santa Fe, this is the title, and the sprawling estate is underneath. Very simple, isn't it? Now, let's say, what if you don't want to have the 6 picture layout? What if you wanted something else? Okay, so let's click on our 9 elements. Let's scroll down here. And these are all the Real Estate 7 elements that we can insert. So as you can see, some of them are a city listing grid. We have another type of list here. And then we have CT3 item grid. So let me just grab this and drop it here. Okay, so let's do this together. So I'll drop it here. And as you can see, this one is slightly different. It's a different layout. You have 1 big picture here and 2 smaller ones by the side. So let me delete this. Let me insert another one. Just let me show you very quickly. And we can do the same, for instance, with a CT4 item grid. For at the moment, it's a 6 item. So let's grab and drop it. Very good. So as you can see, we have 1 long one here, and then three more here, so 4 in total. So again, it's the same principle for all. Feel free to play around and insert which section is best for you again, you know. And if we scroll down the page, we have all these different sections. All you have to do basically is click on the item itself, and then you can edit and then type the content that you want. Again, you can delete any section that you want by clicking on the X sign. Now let me show you something else. You can move them around as well. So let's say if you wanted this section to be somewhere here, let's say, okay. So what you need to do basically is very simple. You grab the item itself, and then you're going to bring it up just like this until you see a blue line. That means that you can insert it. So now I'm going to move this one around and bring it here. Very good. Or the other way around. Maybe you want to bring this one down the page just like this. And now you can just drop it just like that. It's very simple, you know. So this is how you can tweak your homepage and make it your own. And that's basically it, guys, for the customization of our homepage. So this is done now, covered. The only thing left is the footer section. So as you can see at the moment, what we have is just a gray background with our copyright text here. So let's go and tweak things around. So for this, we go back to our dashboard. We go into Real Estate 7 options and then scroll down the page and you'll find the footer right here. So let's click on this. Okay, we have to go back on top. There you go. So as you can see, it's asking us if we want to display the widget area. So again, as you can see, all we have is just the copyright text, which is very simple. Now it's really up to you. Maybe you prefer it this way, but sometimes you might prefer to have a 4-block section, a more classic view. So if this is the case, simply click yes, click save. And now if we refresh, you will see that our footer has changed. So just give it a few seconds. There you go. So as you can see now, oh, hold on a second. Let me scroll back down. There you go. So we have our logo, about us section, phone number, email address, contact details, latest post, featured listing, and followers, all the social icons right here. So obviously we can tweak this around, can make it a bit simpler or modify things. So let me show you how to change this. So it's really up to you. It's a matter of taste, again, and preferences. If you prefer to have a 4-block layout like this, we can do that very easily. Let me show you now. So basically, this is using the widget area. So if you go into Appearance and we go into Widgets, you can see here we have our footer section. If you expand this section, we have 4 different sections here. So the first one is the contact info, which is right here. The next one is the latest post, which is this one, and so on and so on. So let's open up this one. And as you can see, this one, do you want to show the logo? Yes or no? So at the moment, we have it displayed. But if you don't want it, just click no. We can save. And now if we refresh, as you may guess, the logo won't display this time. So let's scroll down the page. There you go. So now our logo is gone. So it's very easy to modify just those settings. Okay. So let's add our logo. We keep the light background, and then you can enter the text here. So basically, this is a bit like a shortened version of the About Us section, basically. And then you could have the company name, agent number, broker's license, and so on and so on. So plenty of information there that you can add very easily. So click Save. And then let's go back to our footer here. So as you can see, the next section is the latest post. Maybe you don't want that. Maybe you want to add some links directly to your properties, or maybe to your contact page, and so on and so on. So for this, you could use another feature. So let me just close this one here. And as you can see in the middle here, you have all these different options. So these are things that you can also drag and drop onto your footer section. So for instance, here we have CT listings, listing search. So if you wanted to add a search box immediately into your footer section, that's not a problem. So just grab it and then drop it. Let's call it search. We can save this now, and we can get rid of the post maybe, because there's maybe no need for that. Okay, very good. Now let's go and have a quick refresh. Very good. So let's scroll down our page again. So as you can see, now we have a search box instead of the blog section, which is maybe more suitable for this type of project. And you have the same here with the featured listing and the followers and the icons. So basically this is how you can do it, grab any of those items and put them right here. And this is basically how you can build a footer by adding different sections. Now let me go back to our settings here, Real Estate 7. We're going to disable this for now, and I'm going to show you a new feature as well. So I'm going to footer, disable this. Very good. Save changes. Okay, very good. Now let's have a look at the most interesting feature of all the features in this tutorial is the IDX, the IDX connection. So basically, how can you connect your website to the IDX and have all these properties being displayed automatically on your website? Very, very easy. I'm going to show you now in just a few steps. So as you can see, we have the settings section here and go into CT IDX Pro. Okay, so the first thing I need to mention in relation to the IDX Pro is that the team at Real Estate 7 will take care of this for you. So they will install that, configure everything for you, and they will install the license key and the API key as well for you. So all this is done for you. You don't have to worry about installing any of those features. And then once it's installed, you'll be able to access this panel here and then configure your settings down the page. So these are fake numbers. Don't try to copy and paste them. These are non-existent. It's just for the sake of a tutorial here. Okay, so then from here, you can see we have exclude listings that don't have city, state, or zip code. I would highly recommend you tick those boxes as well. Now, what type of properties do you want to show? Do you want to display? Do you want to show residential, residential lease, multifamily, lots, land, commercial, or fractional ownership? So there you go. You can select any of them, and you can multi-select as well by using the control key if you're using a Windows computer. As you can see, I can multi-select. And now you can select the country. So whether you're based in the United States or Canada, you can select either of those or maybe both of them if you want to. Now let's say if you're based in the United States and you only want to display a few states, maybe those surrounding you or maybe your own state where you're working, basically, then select where you are located, or you can select them all. It's all the same. So you can select all states, just like this. It's going to select them all, or you can select one by one, just like this. And again, if you use the control key, you can select them individually, just like that. Okay? And then we have county, so you can have break this down in different counties as well, and even cities. There you go. So you can set a minimum price and a maximum price. So let's say if you only wanted properties over 500,000, right up to 10 million. If it's luxury properties that you are selling, this would be the case. Then maybe there is no minimum. You're ready to sell anything on the market, maybe right up to, let's say, 5 million. That's fine as well. And then here at the bottom, you can see we have the IDX WP cron. So what is this? Basically, is to create on the server side a cron job. So a cron job basically is an automated task that will update the database. So as you can see here, it is enabled, which means that every 24 hours, it will run a new search, a new update, and it will go and fetch all the information for you. So this is basically how it works. Once you're happy enough, click save, and it will save your settings. Now let me show you from the front end what it looks like and how you can integrate that onto any page on your website. Okay, very good. So for this, we're going to go to our front end and we're going to have a look. So this is basically the web address on our website that will bring us to the IDX results. So these are all basically, this is our map. As you can see that we have different clusters. So obviously it will take a little bit of time for your map to populate. Obviously, it's going to take a little bit of time. So please be patient. Now we just saved the settings and we only loaded this page. And this is why we only have 22 results, 2 here and a few there, So altogether, we have a few clusters. As you can see, it will show this in clusters. And the more you have, it will show the amount of houses and properties available in the area. So we have San Diego here, we have Escondido here, and Murrieta on top, and so on. So, and by the side, you have the listings themselves. As you can see, we have a picture, a price. You can click on it to view the property. So if you scroll down, it might happen that some images are not available. Again, this is in process, so be patient, please. It depends of how fast your internet connection is, and especially your server, you know, because the cron job is working in the background continuously, and it will refresh every 24 hours. So again, probably the first day will take up the whole day, probably to load up the database with all the data. So basically this is what it is. So as you can see, with all the properties and so on. So if you were to click on this one, for instance, your visitors can just hover on top. It will have a quick preview, or you can just click on it, and then it will load up the whole listing in itself. So all the pictures by the side, as you can see, absolutely fantastic, very, very professional again, and with a floor plan as well. And you have all the information here by the side as well. So we have the details, we have the features, we have video, we have what's nearby, and so on and so on. So very, very efficient indeed. Now let's have a look at our URL here. So we have mrwebreviewstutorials.com. So this should be your domain name.com / and then we have question mark search listings equals true. So basically with this statement here at the end of the URL, it will display all the properties available in that area. So remember, we selected San Diego and we selected New York as well, and California, I think. So these are the main areas that will display on our website. Now there are different ways of showing and displaying a property. So let's go back to the documentation here, the real estate documentation. So as you can see here, search listing equals true means all listing or find a home. So everything basically, yeah. And then if you wanted to show only listings for sale and in San Diego, you would type this. So ct_city equals San Diego, and city status equals for sale, and search listings equals true. So basically you can use any of those elements here, those queries, and query the database in order to display the properties that you want on your front page. So this is very handy if you wanted to create, for instance, a menu section or a footer section with different cities and maybe different areas, and if your visitors click on that link, it will specifically show one area on the map only. So you could have New York, you could have Los Angeles, and you could have San Diego, for instance, and so on and so on. So this is how you can do that. So I will show you later in this tutorial how you can add this to your menu section and the footer section as well. Okay, so back to our map here. So this map and this system is absolutely amazing and well thought out start to finish. So if you scroll back up a little bit, you can see we have a search box here. So you can search by street, city, state, zip code, or any keyword, generally speaking. You can search by status, as you can see, featured, for rent, lease. And all you need to do is we have a toggle switch, is just to enable it. So let's say if you're looking only for properties for rent, just enable this one. If you're looking for a lease agreement, click on this one, and so on. And then you can select your city. So at the moment, this is all we have. We've limited the search not to overload the database at the moment for our tutorial. And you can look up by zip code as well. So if we go back to our map here, you can see we have all these different clusters. So here we have 22 different properties. So if I wanted to see what's happening in Escondido here, so let me click on this, and it will zoom in, and you can see now we know where those two properties are located. So if I was to click on this one now, I have a quick overview of the property. Then I can just click on it, and it will open up. So it's very user-friendly and very intuitive, as you can see. Very good. So again, look at this. This is absolutely beautiful, isn't it? I'm amazed myself. You know, to be honest, I'm really amazed by this solution. It's absolutely beautiful. Okay, now let me mention something very quickly. So let's go back to our WordPress dashboard. So as you can see, we have our listing page. Okay, so there is a difference between the listings that you have here and the IDX. So basically the IDX will not show up in the listing section. So this is the difference between the two. So basically here you have what is called pocket listing or exclusives. I believe that's what it's called in professional terms. So that means that these are those that you're going to input manually and enter yourself. So these are the listings that you will see and be listed here. Now again, the IDX, this section here is populated differently. It's done through cron job and through the database. So it's slightly different. So you won't be able to access these ones directly from your backend. So just to mention this, okay? Very good. Now, having said that, both property listings will show up in the front end. So those properties that you've entered here in the listing section and the IDX result will show up if you run a search right here. So if they match your requirements, both of them will show up here in the map, okay, on the map. Very good. So I wanted to explain that. Very good. So now let's go back to our home page and let me show you how you can implement the IDX on any pages. So let's say if you wanted to show this immediately on your home page, maybe at the bottom here. So how can you do this? So we go again, edit with Elementor, and this would work for any page, by the way, okay? Any pages. So let's edit our home content. Click on this again. So it will open our home page using Elementor once more. Very good. So let's scroll down the page, for instance, and let's insert our listing maybe just underneath here at the very end. So for this, we're going to create a new section. Click on the plus sign and select the full width item. Just one here. Very good. Now in the elements, we're going to look for CT. And we're going to look for the CT listing list. So this is the one here. Very good. So CT listings list, drag and drop. Okay. So as you can see now, we have three of them, three properties displaying immediately. So this is taken from our own listing. So this one here, this is taken from our own listing. Now, you see here by the side, we have an option, display IDX listings. Now, if you say yes, there you go. Now, as you can see, we have our San Diego properties showing up now on our homepage. So you can define how many you want to show. So let's say I'm going to put here maybe 5, let's say. Okay. So now it's going to load up right up to 5 properties. You see? Very good. So again, don't worry, image not available is just because it's loading up the database. It's going to take a little bit of time, you know, and you can see some of them already showing up. We have more parameters again. So you have the listing parameters here. So you can list them, for instance, by agent name. So you can narrow this down. Narrow down the search is basically based on agent name, on MLS number, on type of property, pricing, amount of beds, and so on and so on. So it's very easy for you to manipulate the data and make sure that what's going to show on your homepage is exactly what you want to show and break it down in different sections. Very good. So this is how simple it is actually to show your properties on your homepage. So you can select IDX or take it from your actual listing from your website. Okay, so let me save this now. Let's update. Okay, now let me show you the compare listings features. So we go back to our WordPress dashboard and scroll down. As you can see, we have CT compare. So let's click on this. And from here, you have to select the type of post that you want to compare. So in our instance here, we'll be interested normally in listings, but you can see we can compare posts, pages, attachments, listings, brokerage, and testimonials. Now, we would be interested here clearly in listings or maybe brokerage, because these are the things we can compare related to our real estate website here. So let's select listings. And if you click on add post, it will add this section here. So I've done it already. So obviously I've created one, so it's right there. So if you open this now, you can select the type of elements that you want to compare. So I'm just going to show you with one item here, or maybe two. So I'm going to select the property type. I'm going to select all of these here just to show you exactly what it looks like. And then we're going to select maybe the city as well. So open this and let's select all our cities. Very good. And once you're happy enough with your selection, just save. Click on the green button here. So let's go back to our home page now. And do you remember we have our listing here from the IDX? And if you see here, if you hover on the plus sign, you have compare. And by the side, we have our compare tab. So it will pop out like this if you click on it. So if you add this to compare, it will add automatically. As you can see, we now have Pentucket Avenue, and we're going to add this one here, 44th Street. There you go. Very good. So now if you want to compare them physically on screen, click on compare. And now we're going to scroll down. And as you can see, we have two listings here, and we have the different elements here. So as you can see, both of them fall under the category residential income 2 to 4 units, just like this. And you can see they're both based in San Diego. So it's easy for your visitors to compare properties very quickly and have a quick overview of the different features and whatever is available, obviously, in the house or the property they're ready to buy. So this is a very, very nice feature, again, as you can see, and super easy to use once more. Very good. Now let's address the CRM part of our solution here. So as you can see, I am logged in as an admin at the moment, obviously because I have access to the backend. But from the front end, if I hover on my avatar picture here, my profile picture, as you can see, we have dashboard, analytics, account settings, and logout. So what would happen if I was to click on dashboard? So let me click on this. Very good. So this is where we will have access to all our leads and analytics and everything related to basically what's happening related to our sales process, the sales funnel. So there is nothing here, obviously, because our website is freshly installed. So it will take time to populate this. Obviously, over time, it will show up actual data here. But what you will have basically here, you will have your leads, active leads, your lead sources, and then this is your lead funnel. So you will see a gradual amount of not attempted, contacted, nurturing, under contract, and closed. Obviously, as many as you can have in this section here. And then you have the listing views per day. So obviously, I've clicked on it, so you can see one has been viewed today. And you have the documents download today as well. As I showed you, you can attach a certain amount of files to each property, and you can see the interaction between your visitors and the actual property. And if people download it, maybe floor plan or any document attached to it. Now, the practical side, this is one of them. And then we have the analytics side as well. So if we click on this, as you can see, you will have a complete overview of your analytics. So everything's related to numbers and amount of things that's happened, on your website. So you will see your top listings here, those who are performing the best, which is great because in that way you can put more effort in promoting maybe those listings rather than others, and you know what's working on your website and what's not working as well. So which is very nice. And again, the top downloads. So we have our account settings right here. So this is where you're going to enter your details and so on. You can have a bio about yourself. You can reset your password. You have your full profile section here and so on and so on. So very, very comprehensive solution indeed. Okay, so now let me show you the CRM part, the interactive part. So for this, I'm going to use the demo from Contempo Themes themselves. So basically, this is the same layout that we have at the moment, except we have activity as well. So as you can see here, we have activity and leads. So once you have inquiries coming in, these will display on your left-hand side. So let's click on leads, for instance. Okay, very good. So as you can see, these are new leads. And if you scroll down, you can see this one was attempted, and so on and so on. So they will all display here. So it's very easy for you to follow and get back to them. So let's say, let's click on this one here, Jalpesh Patel. So he sent you an inquiry via his email address, I believe. And the message is loading here. So it says, check this screenshot. Hello, are you there? And the answer provided was, hi there. So I'm away right now, but if you leave me a message, I'll get back to you soon. So this is how you can take care of this as well. Even if you're on the roll using your mobile phone, you can simply log in into your front-end account here and access this as well. So very, very easy again. And then you have matches, and then you have more. So as you can see, these are the properties that matches his requirements, and even more information that you can add yourself here. And you can turn this to attempted, contacted, new opportunity, or nurturing. and this will feed obviously your sales funnel, this one here. So as you can see, this one, you can see graphically, there's a lot of attempted, no contacted, nurturing, or under contract at the moment, but obviously as you take care of this throughout your day and throughout the week, it will fill up progressively. Okay, so that's a very nice touch indeed. Very good. Okay, so from here, let's go back to our home page. And now let's take care of the rest of the pages on our website. So this is basically the home page. We have the listing page, which is pretty covered already. Now, what about a contact page? So how can you edit and change the contact page? So let's click on this, or maybe services and so on, maybe news, communities. You see all these different tabs. I'm going to show you how to do this. So first, I'm going to show you how to edit other pages other than the home page. And then I'm going to show you how to change this section here, the menu section. Okay, so let's click on contact. So this is our contact us page. So very clean, very neat, very professional looking. So now how can you upload your own details here? So very simply, again, go on top of the page. It says edit page. If you right click on this, open in a new tab. And now we need to click on edit with Elementor because this is an Elementor page. And again, the same principle applies as we've done before with the home page. So basically, if you hover on top, you have all your different sections. As you can see here, different section and different elements. So if you wanted to change, let's say the phone number or maybe the email address, so just click on this. And again, it's just a matter of editing the content here. So let's type hello@mrwebreviews.com. And maybe you want to add accounts at, and then mrwebreviews.com. And then click update. And that's it. It's that simple. And you can do the same with all the other elements here. So let's say, what if you wanted only 3 columns? Maybe you don't have the opening hours, or you don't need the address on one of them. Let's say, okay, basically click on the hover on top of the item, right click, and then delete. And now, as you can see, now we have phone, email address, and address, because maybe you're working online and it doesn't matter. Maybe you're available 24/7 and it's fine like this. So you don't need the opening hours. Now, again, let's say you deleted that by mistake. You want to go back. You have the history here, and then you can go back to the previous step or even before that. So click on this. And as you can see, our opening hours are back. So we have a form here. So how does that work? If you click on this, you see this one is using a short code. So how can you tweak the content of this form and make sure that the message will be sent to your email address? So let me show you. So we go back to our WordPress dashboard this time. And if you look here by the side, we have the contact tab here. So this is the one. So click on this. And we have a few different contact forms here. So let's go back to our Elementor page, and you can see the ID is 27. So let's go back here, and you can see this is ID 27. So this is the form that we want to edit. So let's click on this one. So as you can see, this one has full name, email, phone, subject, and message. And then you can tweak this around. So basically you can add any of those elements here. You can ask a text area, you can ask a number, a telephone number, URL, email, text, and so on. So if you wanted to add an additional section, all you have to do is just basically click on this, fill out the details, and then you can add this to the rest of the form. Now, the important part obviously is for that email and that message to reach you. So here is where the details are entered. Okay, so the first thing you want to change here is the URL that's here at the end. So this should be normally your own URL. So basically the one that's on your website, this one here. So we are using mrwebreviewstutorials.com, and this is the one that you should put here. So it should be WordPress and then your domain name. And right here we have the post author and then your email. So this is sent to. So basically we're going to just remove this all together, and you're going to fill in your email address here. So hello@mrwebreviews.com. Very good. And as you can see here, one of them is in bold letters. That means that this field is not used in the content right here. So what we're going to do now is just insert it as well. So copy this, Control C, and you can see this is the subject. So subject, inquiry from my site name here. So let's say inquiry from the website, and then you could have this field right there. So now basically it will display the subject in your subject line. So click save. And now normally we should be able to use our contact form, and it should send the email, the content of the email to myself, hello@mrwebreviews.com. So let's put this to the test. So let's go back to our homepage here. Let's have a quick preview. Okay. And let's put this to the test. So I'm going to put john.doe@gmail.com. I'm going to put 9 digits, and this is a test, and then hello, please reply if you got this. Okay, so let's send it. There you go, and we have a confirmation. Thanks for your message, it has been sent. Now let's go to my mailbox and check the email I received. Okay, so as you can see, this is the email I received. So the subject is inquiry from the website, and this is a test because this is what I typed as a subject, and this is coming from johndoe@gmail.com, and we have the content here, and you can see it says, hello, please reply if you got this. Now let me show you the amazing bit now, even better than this, is that because we have a CRM system in place, it says we have a new lead message from John Doe on Real Estate 7. So hi, we have a new message from John Doe. Log into your website below and read and reply. So we can read our message now. Okay, very good. Now back to our contact page. As you can see, we have a Google map here. So how do you change the settings? Basically click on top and click on the small pencil here. And then you can basically enter the address here. So if you type in the address, it will find it automatically on Google Maps and it will display. So you can zoom in and zoom out as well. So as you can see, we are zooming out at the moment, no, zooming in, sorry. And the other way around is to zoom out. Okay, so that's basically a matter of preferences. Choose which is best for you. And you can define the height as well if you wanted it to be a bit bigger or maybe a bit smaller. So let's make it slightly bigger. There you go. As you can see, we're a full-size map now almost. So that's basically for it for the home page, for the contact page now. Very good. So we can close this window now. Okay. So back to our website. Now let's take care of the menu section. So let me show you how you can tweak this around and add your own pages. So for this, we go back to our WordPress dashboard. We go into Appearance, and you can see here we have a menu tab here that's called Menus. Click on that. There you go. So basically, this is our menu section. This is where we can add and remove items and tweak things around. So as you can see, make sure first that this is your primary menu. Normally you should only have one, but maybe you have more of them, in which case make sure you select the primary one. So this is our primary menu. Very good. So how can you add or remove elements? Very simply. So you can see here we have some items that are next to the edge and some with a small indentation. So basically these are main menus section and this is sub menu section. So let me show you from the home page. So we have our properties. This is our main tab and then sub menu underneath. So we have exclusive listing, recently sold and open houses. If you go back here, this is exactly the way it's been laid out. So we have our properties and then underneath this, 3 different sub menu sections, sub items. Okay, very good. So this is how it works. Now, if you wanted to move things around, just drag and then you can move it around again like this, you know. So you could also have main menu, sub menu and sub menu. So if I was to refresh now, okay, so we have our properties. If I click on this one, this is sub menu and then sub menu. So you can have as many as you want, okay? So this is basically how it works. So let's put this back the way it was. Now, what if you wanted to remove some items? Maybe you don't need news, maybe you don't need communities and so on. And so on. So let's just select those items that we don't need. So click on bulk select and now you can tick them off all together. So let's remove communities, maybe news as well. You don't need that. And maybe our properties. You might keep these ones, you know. Okay. So let's remove those ones. So as you can see, next to our bulk select, we have remove selected item. So click on this, and now these are gone now. So don't forget to save your menu as well. Just let me remove myself. There you go. So right here, you can see we have a save menu option. So click on this to save your menu. Otherwise, it will not reflect on the front end. Very good. Now, how do you add an additional link, a custom link? So do you remember a while ago, we went through all these different features here that you could display your listing properties from the IDX. So the URL was your domain name and then ! search listings equals true. Now, what if you wanted to only show San Diego? So basically here, this is the one that we need. So basically, if you grab this here, the end of this listing here, Control C. Now we're going to go and add this to our menu section. I'm going to show you very simple. So click on custom links right here, paste the end of this URL. So make sure you have a /. So basically the end of the URL without your domain name. Paste it here. And now let's put San Diego. And now I'm going to add this to the menu right here. So I'm going to bring this maybe under the properties tab. There you go. Save menu. And now let's go and have a look. So I'm going to go straight to the home page this time. So let's reload our website. So we have our properties. And right here, as you can see, we have a link that says San Diego. So let's click on it now. There you go. Bingo. And just like that, we are being shown all the properties in San Diego only. So very, very easy, as I just said. So very good. So let's go back to our menu section again. And as you can see here by the side, you have different types of elements that you can add. So you have your pages as well. So as you can see, we have invoices, membership, packages, and all that. These are pages that were created for us. So let's say you can click on view all and then select the page that you wanted to add. So if you wanted to access your dashboard immediately from the front page and have it in the menu section, you can do that as well. And you can add, let's say, the contact page that we just created. If you wanted to add your contact page and if it's not here already, you click on the page itself, tick that, and then add to menu. So as you can see now, it's been added. Obviously, it was here already, but it's just to show you how this works. Now, if you want to delete one single page at a time, you can click on the page itself, the drop-down menu, and click remove. Simple as. So you also have posts and categories. And if you're right here on top as well, you can even show all these different pages all together. So this is a very, again, simple feature to use. So this is how you can modify and customize your menu section. And then now, finally, let me show you two different features that might be very helpful as well in growing your business here. So first is the social login. So this is optional, but it's highly recommended to help you log in using Google and Facebook. And also we have a live chat feature where you can interact with your visitors immediately. So let me show you how we can do that as well. So let's take care of the live chat first. Okay, so first, let's make this clear. This is not a free extension. This is a paid extension. It's $299 yearly. But the reason why I'm showing you this is because it is absolutely amazing. It's an amazing tool, you know. So as you can see here, it says that speed to lead is paramount. Don't make them wait for follow-up. Engage with them with a live personal information conversation. So you can capture, qualify, and convert in real time, okay? So remember, we had our CRM system here, and we have our leads, and we had Jalpesh Patel here, and you can see this message here. This is coming from our chat box. So now you can act upon it immediately and actually convert this lead into a buyer ultimately, you know? So again, as it says here, speed is paramount. And this is the reason why I'd like to show you this feature, because this is built in and ready to work in conjunction with your CRM system. I know it's $299, but if you close one sale, is it worth the $300? Is it? I think it is, you know. So let me show you. So let me close this window. So for this, we go back to our backend. And if you go into the Real Estate 7 options, you go into Lead Pro and then Extensions, you will end up on this screen here. And as you can see, you have lead routing, live chat, and SMS messaging. So these are three paid extensions. So the one we are interested in is the live chat. So from here, basically, you're going to copy and paste the license key after you've purchased it. So let's paste it right here. So Control V, and then you can enable it then, click enable and then save changes. And as you can see, it's confirmed and active now. Okay, so as I am logged in as an admin, I won't be able to display this on the front end. So I'll have to use a second web browser for this. So let me refresh this page first. And normally it should display an additional tab for us as well. So from here, from your live chat, you should select the user. So here we have Mr. Web Reviews, and then select the hours as well. So maybe you are available maybe from, let's say, 8 in the morning right up to 6 p.m. maybe, or 6:30 in the evening, and you do that for all the days. So you have display alert as well. So use this to display an alert message and sound after X second of to direct the attention to the chat. So this might be handy as well. And then the away message, you have this as well. If you enable this, hi there, I'm away right now. I'll leave you a message soon when I get back soon, So instead of typing this each and every time, it's probably easier to do it this way. So don't forget to save your settings. And now let me open the website in a different web browser altogether as not being logged in. And then I'm going to show you how the chatbot works. Okay, so let me drag this window here. So we are using Firefox this time. So as you can see, I'm logged in a different browser altogether. And then we can type a message. So hello, this is a test message. Can you read this? Question mark. Okay, and enter. There you go. So you can type in your email address. So I'm going to put john.doe@gmail.com, and my name is John Doe. Very good. So submit. Okay, very good. And now if we go to our website now and we go into our dashboard section. Okay, very good. So from here you can see we have one lead today, one unread message. So let's click on this. And as you can see, we got a message from John Doe. And if you click on this, you will see our message will display very soon. So hello, please reply if you got this. This is a test message. Can you read this? Okay, so this is the message we just typed. And as you can see, we have the person's detail and everything right here. So how amazing is that, guy? This is an absolutely amazing feature, and you can get on top of things and reply immediately on the spot to any inquiries coming in. And as you can see, this is working for both your email and also your messaging here. So very, very important tool indeed. Okay, guys, so our last step is the social login. So again, this is a very important step as well. If you want to facilitate the login process on your website. So the less stumbling blocks you have, the easier it's going to get for you to get a sale and to close that sale, So here we have many different options. So basically you go back to your WordPress dashboard and you see this tab here, mini orange, social login and sharing. So this is what we're going to use here. So this is installed automatically with this theme. So here you can see, you can select many different applications. So we have Facebook, we have Google, we have Twitter, LinkedIn, Yahoo, and even Salesforce, and so on and so on. So these are free applications that you can use. And then you have premium ones as well. So Apple, PayPal, and so on and so on. Okay, so let's stick with the free ones for now. So we're going to use the most popular ones. So I'm going to show you how to install Facebook and Google. And basically this will allow anyone to log in onto your website immediately using their Facebook credential or Google credential. So you've seen that before. I'm sure many platforms are using this now, and it's so very, very useful indeed. So let's go ahead with Facebook first. So let's click on this. And as you can see, we need an API key, an API secret, and you have to create this from the developer's website on the facebook.com website. So the link is provided for us right here. So we click on this. It will open up a new page for us. So I already have an account. So basically I'm logged in automatically, but you might have to create an account to log into your Facebook account before you can see this screen. So if you ask to log in, just use your usual Facebook credentials. So the first step from here is to create an app right there. Click on this green button here. and then select this one here at the bottom, none. We're going to create an app with combinations of consumer and business permissions and products. So click on this and then next. And we need to give it a name. So let's call it Real Estate 7 again. Make sure that your email address is correct and then click next. So we're going to create the app now. Very good. So we have to enter our password. Okay, this is going to bring us here to this screen. Okay, and from here, you're going to click on Facebook login here. So set up. Okay, and then we're going to select web. And we're going to put the URL of our website. And right here, you're going to type your site URL, just like this, and then click save. So that's us done for this step. Now we're going to go into settings here by the side, and you can see with basic and advanced. So click on basic. This is the one we need to access. Very good. So as you can see with an app ID, an app secret, display the name. So we have the app domain. So again here, paste your website URL. And then we need to add the privacy policy and terms of service as well. If you have anything like this, maybe you have a page called privacy policy, and maybe you have the same for T and C. And then you might want to select a category as well. So let's select business and pages. And then the ad purpose, there's no ad obviously, so that's fine here. We just leave this blank. So next, click save. Okay, so next we go to the side here to Facebook login and click on settings. And we have the valid OAuth redirect URL. So right here, we need to paste this URL here. So you can just copy it from the backend and then paste it here. Control V, and then click Save Changes. Very good. And then you can see here we have a toggle switch on top to enable the app. Okay, very good. So now we are live, as you can see. So we can now use our API credentials now on our website. So let's go back to our website. We can close this window here. So back to Facebook, we're going to enable it. There you go. And as you can see, we need to enter the app ID, app secret, and then that's basically it, yeah. So for this, we're going to fetch them from our Facebook developers page. So from here, we go back to settings, basic. So we have the app ID and we have the app secret. So what do we need here? We need the app ID and app secret. So let's copy this, Control C, Control V. And now we need the app secret. So we need to show this, select, Control C, Control V. And now we can save and test our configuration. As you can see, app credentials has been saved successfully. And now it's running a test very quickly here for us. Okay. And as you can see, now I can log in as myself. So continue as David. There you go. So the test is successful. So this will work now. Very good. So once you have the green mark like this, your visitors will be able to log in onto your website using Facebook. Very good. Now, next, let's take care of Google now. So let's click on this. It's about the same principle. Now we need to go and create a new API key as well and an app ID for Google as well. And with Google, it's a different URL, obviously. So we have to click on console.developers.google.com. So this is going to open a new tab for us. Okay, very good. So as you can see here, we already have Real Estate 7. So this is the one that we created early on for the Google Maps API. So we're going to create a new one just for the Google login now. So let's Google login, and then we're going to create. Okay, and now we can select our project just to open it. Click on this. Very good. So this is our new project, as you can see. And from here, we need to create a new API. All right. And from here, click on Go to APIs Overview, because we need to create a new API. Very good. So we're going to create new credentials. So click on this now, credentials. And again, we're going to create new credentials. But this time, we're not going to select API key. We're going to select OAuth client ID. So this is the one here. Slightly different than the Google Maps we did earlier on in this tutorial. Okay, so from here, we have to create an OAuth client ID, and we must configure the consent screen. So this is the one here, basically, but is the same anyways. Very good. So what type of consent do we need? And for our example here, we need to use external because we want any users to be able to use their Google account to log in. So now create. Very good. So what's the app name? Well, again, Real Estate 7, and we're going to put Google login. So we need to select a support email. So I'm just going to select mine here. You can add a logo if you wanted to, and then we need the app domain. So again, this is our domain name. Okay, and from here we need to add our URL in the home page. There you go. So don't forget to insert the HTTPS in all of this, okay? The same for the privacy policy and for the terms and services. And then we need to add an authorized domain. So this is basically our domain name. So again, click add domain, but this time you're going to add it without all the trailing slash and HTTPs and so on. Very good. And then the developer's contact information. So here you're going to type in an email address. So hello@mrwebreviews.com, and then save and continue. Okay, so this is step number 1. So from here, basically, is this to set the permissions that we're going to request our users to authorize. So we need to click on add or remove scopes, and we're going to tick this one here, open ID, and then user profile and user email. That's basically it. Okay, so click update and then save and continue. Okay, so for this we need to add a test user now. So basically you have right up to 100 different attempts to test your app. So you can use any Gmail account that you have. Maybe so for myself, I'm just going to put this one here and then click add. Very good. And then save and continue. So now, as you can see, our status is testing at the moment. So only you with your Gmail account can test it. At the moment, you have right up to 100 test attempts that you can go through. Okay. So we go back to our credentials now. So let's create our credentials or auth client ID. So from here, just select web application. And then we're going to name this Real Estate 7 app login. Okay, so you can see here we have 2 additional options, authorized redirect URLs. So we go back here to our backend and you can see we have, this is the one basically. Okay, so you need to copy this and paste it right here, just like that. Okay, and then now we can just create and save. Okay, the auth client is created. So we have a client ID, copy this, and now we're going to paste it there. And then we do the same with the client secret. There you go. And now you can save and test, and hopefully, there you go. The test is successful. So there you go, guys. That's all for today. I hope you found this helpful. If so, please consider giving me a thumbs up. This would greatly help grow this channel. Okay, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.